just want to shoot a video out here tonight. It's about 8 p.m. The curfew, I guess, began at 6 p.m., but I don't pay attention to dipshits and tyrants that try to act like they're the parents for the human race when none of us asked to be their children. And I reject the notion that another man can tell a man anything that would be considered an order. The best one man can offer another is a suggestion. So this whole curfew thing is once again a suggestion. It is not legally enforceable because you cannot make any laws that restrict the movement of free people without violating the Constitution of the United States. And any law that violates the Constitution of the United States is null and void. And they are to be ignored by law enforcement and everybody else. And as a matter of fact, anybody who tries to enforce an unconstitutional law is actually committing a crime themselves. If you threaten somebody with violence for leaving their home or doing peaceable activity, you are committing assault. If you actually put your hands on them or any unconsented touching, that is a battery. It doesn't matter if a policeman does it or anybody else. A battery is a battery. A crime is a crime. So this is where people need to wake up as to what's really taking place and reclaim their individual right to live the life of their choosing, run their business how they see fit. And if they want to close, let them close. If they don't. This whole protest and riot thing is a staged event. It's obvious. It's bullshit, just like the coronavirus. Stage 2 of bullshit. Now they already had us under one set of lies that nobody woke up to, and that's the problem. To even believe one thing to be true that is false is very damaging to the psychology. And when you have a whole head full of lies, you have a real problem. And now you're a nutcase. And that's what's going on. Anybody who listens to their television, please stop. There is nothing but lies on that television, 100%. Everything is contrived. Everything is made up. Everything is to push the agenda. There's only 6 companies that own all of the media. Look up Operation Mockingbird and so much more. I mean, there is so much evidence. It's only if you're not paying attention that you could have missed the fact that the news is nothing but propaganda for the pharmaceutical, military-industrial complex. And wait a minute, I just saw some shit. We're going to go back around the corner because I just saw a liquor store where people were stomping, breaking in. And why not get a little live footage while we're out here? So we're going to turn around and we're going to see what's going on. And, I think these guys are all full of shit. I'm actually considering, if I didn't have to put my phone down, I would just get out and handle this shit myself. Because all these people have absolutely no right to do this shit. And they're all being paid as part of an agenda. Look at this shit. They're breaking in. I have it on video right now. So look at this. Aztec liquor. And it looks like a whole thing's going down right here. Broke in the front glass. Checking out the place. None of my business right now, but it is my business in another way. I mean, at the end of the day, are these people part of a paid agenda, or are they doing this on their own volition because there's opportunity? It's hard to say, really, and that's not really my concern. I mean, it's just the fact that there's now absolute lawlessness, and in the wrong sense. I don't believe in any laws in the sense of government giving us laws, but there is such a thing as between human beings a code called natural law that says that you don't do anything to another individual you wouldn't want done to yourself. And when you see all these people that are, destroying property in their own neighborhoods, it doesn't make any sense. And look at it. I mean, I got the cars they're getting into and shit. It really doesn't matter. I mean, who gives a shit? I mean, they're all spinning out because they think I'm police or some shit. But in a little way there, I guess we just broke up that crime in progress because they saw me and jetted. So, oh man, I hope I don't look anything like what people would think is a typical policeman, you know, but at the same time, when people take one look at me, they know I'm not fucking around either. So, yep, here's the remnants. So, who knows? But that's the reality we're living in, man. You know, so I'm gonna keep going. This is getting interesting. I'm only down the first block here. We're gonna check out what else is going on here. We're gonna see if my favorite dispensary is open here. I hope they are. Oh shit, it looks locked up to me. Holy shit, look at this. My favorite dispensary is shut down right now. They got everything. Look at this. I mean, the agenda, it's like nobody is aware that this is nothing but bullshit and an agenda, but at the same time, the looting is very real. So I guess I understand that business owners don't want to deal with that shit. But at the end of the day, these people are all cowards. If I stood outside, not one person would walk up to this business or any other business. And that's really what people need to do. If you want to protect your neighborhood, do not sit in your home and wait for somebody else to do it. That is not the way of the American or anybody I ever grew up with. We were the neighborhood patrol. We didn't let people come into our neighborhood and start destroying the neighborhood and, you know, abusing people and, you know, going around and stealing things. I mean, you know, I understand people are desperate right now. And I understand that, you know, people are using anything. It goes both ways. The same way that the government is using all this bullshit as an excuse to take our rights is the same way that all these people out here that are just as foolish are using this whole bullshit as an excuse to steal and plunder and become like the criminals who are holding us hostage right now with all these insane laws and curfews and this and this. I mean, it's only going to get worse if you keep pushing on people, if you keep destroying small business, food chains, you know, destroying people's way of life. You know, don't give people any hope or any way out of this besides wait for a government paycheck. I mean, that's not going to work for the human race. So this is a fucking disaster in the making. It's so obvious that you have to be asleep to think that this is going to turn out well when you got people living in such an unnatural way. Human beings will reject anything that doesn't feel natural, and any restrictions on our freedom will awaken your soul and say, no, why wouldn't the Creator have put us all in prisons if that's the way we were meant to live? If somebody who was objective and can administer the whole thing a lot better than these government, you know, dumbass tyrants that can't even keep their story straight week to week, why would the Creator of life have given these dipshits the right to rule us? No. Absolutely didn't happen. It doesn't make any sense. So anybody that's bowing down to this shit is part of worshiping false gods and false idols, because these people don't have any right to make up your mind. You're a free human being. What don't you get about that? If there is no victim, there is no crime. And no person is more responsible for you than you. So nobody gets to tell you you can go here, you can't go here, what time you could be home. You think anyone's going to tell me what time I have to be home tonight? Or do you think I'm just going to go ahead and live my life? I mean, why is everybody else such a slave? Why can't anybody fucking think? Please answer me that question. Why can't anybody just be themselves and not listen to anything that doesn't agree with their own heart? The original blasphemy is to do one thing against your own heart. Your heart is the ruler because your heart is connected to the source of all creation. So when you live according to your heart, we have harmony for the planet. When you have a bunch of people running around not living according to their own heart and instead are living according to the rules and dictates of tyrants, you have mass despiritualization of the population and you have people stepping into the spiritual abyss, whether they realize it or not. So don't fall into it. You do not worship any false idols. Isn't that commandment number 1? And so who are these people? Ask yourself that. Who are these people? What? Because supposedly there was some vote? A vote doesn't take away human rights. That's not the way this country was supposedly founded, and that doesn't make any good common sense, logical sense. Let's use reason instead of just, oh, well, I heard and I'm going to regurgitate. If you can't apply your own reason, do not regurgitate one thing you hear. That's why you have so many people that think they're intelligent, because they repeat shit they hear, but they're actually the dumbest people of them all, because everything they're repeating is exactly wrong. And that's exactly what we see unfolding in our society today. Anybody who's repeating what their politicians are saying, what their pharmaceutical instructed medical doctors are telling them, or the media, the celebrity athletes, all these people are full of shit. And they're all part of this game of fascism. You know what fascism means? That these greedy pricks weren't happy with just owning most of life. They want to own all of it and make everybody else a full-time slave. So unless you want to be a full-time slave, quit listening to these sellouts. Quit putting these people up on pedestals they don't belong. You know why stores are able to get robbed? Is because everybody went home. If there's employees in the store, no one's going to rob it. These people are cowards. They're not going to come in there and just start assaulting people. I don't believe it. The one thing I know about a bully is behind every bully is an absolute coward. And that's what I know for sure, is all this stuff is just cowardry. And look at my people here. We're going to go check in on them because they're open, and we're going to see what they got going on. Good for them, because we're not going to listen to any bullshit from any tyrants. But I want to cut one video here, and I'm going to bring you guys another video of what's going to happen next. But we got enough for one video. I don't want to make them too long. So checking out for now. And we got one robbery in progress. Not that that's anything that, I'm excited or happy about, but it's just showing the reality of this situation, that we've been on this for about 12 minutes now, and I covered about a square mile, and there's, many stores that have been broken into. And again, I think it's because you're giving people a freeway. You're going, hey, we're all going home. Everyone's going to stay in their house. No one's out. I mean, where is the neighborhood watch? Every single person, my message of this video is every single person needs to become the neighborhood watch. Get out of your home. Embrace your community, hug your community, do things with your community, look out for each other, and quit living in a bubble, and quit living in a soapbox, an alternate reality, when this real reality is right outside your door. And you need to open up your door and open your eyes as to what's going on here, because the TV is telling you all lies. And every single one of these bullshit rioter and protesters is started by groups that want to bring us into a fascist regime. It's only because they want to bring in the military. So wake up. It's not real, and you shouldn't be at home scared. You need to be out in the street protecting your own neighborhood and your own business by your presence. Thank you very much. Have a good night. Take care.